All right, good morning, Math 8 students. Yes, Mr. Fichette back on YouTube. Here we go. So, today I just want to do a quick video on identifying types of slopes. So, the types of slopes we have are positive, negative, zero slope, and undefined. So, these are these slopes that we're talking about right here. Positive, negative, zero, and undefined. So what do those mean? Very interesting. Let's go into what they actually mean. So, first of all, I do want to say this. Slope all the slope is kind of like a hill. Okay? Slope is represented by m, especially when we start talking about slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. You'll have an idea of what I'm talking about even more when I mention that. So slope is just this. It's rise. And rise can be two things. Rise can be going up or going down. So you got to think of the vertical axis. If you look at the graph below, we have a y and x axis. Y is always going up and down, and the x is always going left to right. Now, the only difference when you graph here, and I'll show you in a minute when we start talking about the types of slopes and graphing, I want you to see here. So our first graph, as we read it from left to right, this is a positive slope because we're going uphill. This is puff, puff, positive. So if I identify 2 points on the line, these two, and I draw my line, I'm rising and I'm running, I would be rising 2 and going to the right 1. Okay? So if I ran out of space down here, which I do, but I don't need that, I could go down 2 and to the left 1, but I don't need to reverse my slope. Okay? Or reverse the direction that I'm going on the horizontal axis. So you need to know that the slope here would be 2 over 1. Now, is that going to make a big difference in knowing the types of slopes? Not at all. But it's good for you to know. So slope is it is a proportion, it is a fraction, it's 2 over 1. It can be a whole number, but any whole number or counting number can become a fraction when you put it over 1 or make the denominator 1. So just something to know. So if we're looking at this one, and I'll change my color here, let's go to pink. This first slope is puff, puff, positive. As Slope Dude had said, you're going uphill, it's puff, puff, positive. It's not difficult to go down here. So we look at this slope, we're going downhill. So you go up one side of the hill, you go down the other, and you're like, oh, nice, nice, negative. So this is a negative slope because it's going downhill. All right. Number 3 is the most common slope that we deal with. Like, you're walking on one of the floors here at school. You're walking at home. Most of the slope there is no slope. It's zero slope, or as Slope Dude would call it, zero fun. Right? There's zero fun because you're on level ground. So that's a zero slope. All right. So take a few minutes to absorb that. I'm going to erase this. We're going to go down and talk about the last kind of slope you'll see, and then we'll be talking more about slope later. So the last one is an undefined slope. So this is undefined because it's going straight up and down, right? If we look here, we can draw a right angle here. That would be 90 degrees, right? You cannot climb this. It's like falling off a cliff. So like Slope Dude said, undefined! Yeah, you don't want to deal with an undefined slope. Think of a wall. A wall has a 90-degree angle at the thing. It would be very difficult to climb a wall because you don't have any slope to grasp onto. So this is what this has. What this looks like in terms of numbers is this. If you have a slope like this, if you were to calculate it, now I'm not going to show you how to calculate that now. It doesn't matter. This would be something like 3 over 0, right? And we'll talk about how to calculate that later. But basically, if you were to put this in your calculator, you can't have 3 parts of nothing, and that's what this means. So if you put this in your calculator, you're going to get an error. 3 divided by 0 is undefined. It's an error. So that's what this means. That's what this looks like. So I just kind of wanted to mention the math to you, and you're going to see more. You're going to learn more about that, especially as a ninth grader. So food for thought. Good stuff. This is undefined. Any other questions or concerns? Please email me. All right. Everybody have a great day. We'll see you.